to the program.
Yeah, good morning, Owana. Good to be with you. Happy New Week.
Yes.
And Happy New Month.
Oh.
I think we've not seen from the beginning of this month.
Yes, I
We're just seeing
so.
for the first time, yeah.
Okay, well, let's start with this comment made by the former CBN Governor, Mohammed Sanusi. And what we think about is that we shouldn't blame the president of the country for the hardship. Now, we should push the blame to the immediate past president, as Muhammadu Buhari. How do you see this?
I don't unfortunately agree with Sanusi.
Why is that?
The reason is that government is a continuum. The reason is that I do not believe that blame games can actually help us. Throughout the 8-year period of the Buhari-led administration, he was pushing blames to the past government. We also had a past government that came and was blaming the government before it, and this has become a routine of government that we keep having in Nigeria. My thought is simple, that before Bola Tinubu aspired to become the president of Nigeria, he was prepared. He knew the challenges we had. He was among those who produced the former government. You recall that he was the party leader during the Muhammadu Buhari administration. He was like the center of opposition. He led several advocacies that snowballed into the victory of the APC. So he knew the challenges that the past government of the PDP had. He also knew challenges and the problems that the government of the APC had. Some of these problems are what he attempted to resolve, like the issue of the monetary policy. You recall that during his campaigns, he was against it. And then the issue of fuel subsidy, he had mentioned it over time that it will be removed. And every other challenge
that never removed it.
No, I mean, during the Buhari government never, but he attempted to remove it and never removed it. And so I would prefer that the APC government should be able to address this issue. You see, when the kitchen is too hot for you to stay, you quit the kitchen instead of staying in an uncomfortable environment to trade blames. Now, are you saying that the challenges have become overwhelming that the Tinubu government cannot address? The answer for me is no. Tinubu is today Nigerian president. He should have a team that will give him sound economic advice. He should be able to have, imagine what has happened, for example, on the issue of tackling of corruption. Within the space of 8 months, we've had officers of his personnel, appointees of his government being engrossed in corruption. Look at the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. Look at the office of the Chief of Staff being accused. And some of his aides, his appointees, have been fingered within the period of 8 months. And this is what he came to tackle. Same thing happened in the government of Buhari while he was chasing the NSA, the former NSA, and tackling those who were allegedly involved in corruption, which we term to be perceived political opponents. Right in his nose, you have corruption eating deep. Look at what happened in the Ministry of Aviation, where the former Minister of Aviation had to launch Nigeria Air with over 44 billion. And you had corruption eating deep within his circle, within his nose. And nothing was done about it, because these persons were, even his former secretary to the federal government, Bacha Lawal, had to cut grass with how many billions of naira. These were people who were close to him. So I don't accept any blame game. My take is that if Nigeria were to be President Bola Tinubu's personal estate, personal company, will he come and be blaming his managers? I think he will take charge and fix the loose knot and correct those things that he perceives to be wrong, instead of trying to trade blames. And then if you continue to blame the past leaders, are you going to quit? Let someone else who can actually come and fix the loose knot take over. The answer is he's still determined to stay. And as I tell you now, they have already commenced campaign for second term. And yet you are blaming the past government for your failures in 8 months. I think the government should be serious about it. That is why I have said the only time Nigerians united, Nigerians became happier, celebrated, was when Nigerian team, the Eagles, the Super Eagle, defeated South Africa in the last outing. That was the time you saw Nigerians going out, celebrating, sitting in Biapalo, in joint, just feeling relief.
You don't think that's more like a distraction from our realities? Because people are tired of complaining.
that is what I'm saying. We are simply saying the same thing. The only time Nigerians were happy, we are united and celebrated or celebrating the country and the claim that you are Nigeria was when Nigeria defeated South Africa. That was the only time I could see people on the street going about, even some of them half naked, just feel better. But after that, what has happened? We go back to the poverty that we have been blocked into, go back to the hardship, the insecurity, and the reality now come to dawn on us. So my take is that Sanusi should not attribute the failures of this government to any government. The government should have a sound team to be able to advise the government on the best way to fix Nigeria.
Okay, well, at this moment, we'll take a moment. We were able to go to the streets to ask a few Akwa Ibobites about how they are coping with the cost of living in Nigeria, and this is what they had to say. When we come back, I'd like you to respond to all of this. Just stay with us.
As a public servant, what I spent when the fuel was less now because double transportation. Now to pay my way to my office so expensive. If I don't have a job or somebody help me, but I'm paying so much.
In terms of the affect family, because I may affect them more in feeding. But as for me, I'm feeding every day. Okay, when I say government, because of transportation, one, two, house rent, is those are the two things. And it affects, but because of feeding, it affects me. How do it affect family? Because, like my father, he has only one source of income. Like me, I have three. So anything affects me, and that affects me. That will affect me, okay, and because some of it other people. Me, I'm feeding myself. So how do we affect me? Affect them. Because the government, I don't want every reduce to fuel. Two, help from brother. Boy, but I don't want my heart to mess with. So no way can I afford.
The high cost of things here in our state affects a lot of people. There's no one here in our state being affected, except you know that you have enough cash in your house and your account to go around everywhere. Like now, going to the market to go and buy things is very tough. Dollar of fuel is very high. For you to go to work, to go to church, to go to places, you cannot move because of the way things are. Government, it attend to us. Can you mean you know? Me work my bank and they don't have work. You know what that is very rare. It's very hard. Government should come in and do something about it. Yeah, remember me. Yeah, I'm going to stay in me. Should I pay for me? You can't back here. I told them,
my name is Kowat. I think the state we are in the country presently is something that we can't actually know where we are going because the way things are really going, fixing everyone. So as long as you are Nigerians or you are Akwa Ibom, the high cost of living is actually affecting our lives. We wake up in the morning, we wanted to buy stuff, we find out that the added price and it's emotionally traumatized. So we don't know the kind of government we are having these days. The government that doesn't actually care, the government that they live at their own luxurious ways and not knowing the way their citizen is failing. So the way things are now, I think the only solution to this high cost of living, we have to, as a youth or as a human in the society, and or either way around, we should have an effective quality control, also effective product management costs that will enable to monitor the high rate of cost and the way it is. But perhaps we don't actually blame them because as a result of high cost of dollars in the systems, and so we as a government and we as a people will have a lot of do to make sure things actually work, which is government has to play their own role to make things work in our society. Personally for me, it's affecting me because I was having a project to carry on, which was about the project was ongoing, but presently I stopped it because of the high cost of cement. As of 2 weeks or a week ago, I bought cement at 5,500, but getting today, they said the price of cement is 7,500, and as such, I decided to stop the project. And not just that, even initially we've been like using 5,000 naira as a bachelor, using 5,000 naira to cook, but presently now you can't do that. When you go to the market, you find out that things you buy at 5 naira, 20 naira is skyrocketed to 3,000 people like really annoying. And to me, I'm manageable. I'm just single. Like talk more of people that have children and the rest. How are they coping with the high cost of living in the society today? So it's so annoying. It's so annoying. So I don't know which way Nigeria is going. It's actually affecting me because as a person, I'm feeling it. So I don't know. The system is so porous. It seems our leader does not have visions. I keep saying it. If our leader should have vision, they should understand what the citizens want and work on the high rate of the foreign currency.
Welcome. You've heard from people on the streets, okay? I personally went to the street to ask this question of how they're coping. And a good number of them are blaming the government because they feel that the government has a whole lot to do. And particularly, it's mainly because of the issue of fuel subsidy removal and how it has affected the high cost of transportation. We've also had some people calling that, in fact, the subsidy should be brought back, at least temporarily, pending when things change a little bit. What do you think about that?
I think the last person who spoke in your survey captured my comment, and my comment is what I said before, that we lack leadership that has vision, leadership that has focus, leadership that is determined to change things, leadership that is that understands the problems and wears the shoes of Nigerians. When you look at the budget, the national budget, you will see how much is allocated to the presidency, that is office of the president, office of the vice president. Even when you have an office that is not known to law, like that of the first lady, still have allocations being made, provisions being made for for expenditures, and then you could see the number of wastages that is allocated in all those offices. That is it. I saw a leaked press release where the secretary to the federal government was asking for 1 billion to be released for the inauguration of the tripartite committee to inaugurate the Nigerian Labour Union and the government committee to negotiate minimum wage. And in the release, they allegedly said that the money was thrown down from 1.8 billion to 1 billion naira, that the president should approve the release of 1 billion, that to be used to inaugurate a tripartite committee just for the inauguration function. So you could see a government that is not focused, that is about spending resources that encourage wastages. So how then do you now cut because of governance? That's the point that we are making here. When you went to the market, I don't know whether you got the price of food commodities. Maybe I will attempt a few. But the truth is that even when you attempt the prices now, as you step into the market, it will change. At the weekend, the battery of my car had challenge and 75 horsepower, amps rather. And so I went to the mechanic village to get one. They gave me the price for 55,000, one Korea battery. And then they gave me another one for 60,000 naira, the one that is stronger. Then when I told the guy, can I come back on Monday, which is today, this was Saturday, to pick this one of 45,000. He said that between that Saturday and today Monday, the price could change to even 60. I had to hurriedly get money and get the battery. So the prices keep alternating, keep changing per minute, per hour. You see? So when you mention those prices, let me just give you a little of the prices that I actually got when I went to market survey. Nigerian Gari, right now a pail of it is 4,000. Nigerian rice, a pail of it is 4,500. Rice for a bag, Nigerian rice, a bag is 72,000 naira. Iron beans, a pail is 4,000.
Wait, Nigerian rice a bag is 72,000.
Nigerian rice a bag, a pail is 4,500.
Okay.
Nigerian rice a bag is 72,000 naira as we speak now. Iron beans a pail is 4,000 naira. Fresh tomato a kilo, that is a pail of a pail is 3,000. Gari a pail is 2,000. Gari a bag is 40,000. Chocolate, that is chocolate powder tea is 10,000 per pearl. Golden Mall is 4,000. Cornflakes is 3,500. Nocturage is 13,500. Oat is 6,000. Tomato per basket is 13,000. Half of the tomato, that is a quarter of it, is a quarter is 3,300. Half is 6,500. Tatashi is 2,500, a kilo. Then Shombo, a bag is 2,500, a pair rather. Then pepper, a pair of it is 3,000. Onions, custard pearl. I mean, when I mean pearl, I mean custard pearl. Custard pearl of onions is 2,500. Irish potato, custard pearl is 3,000 naira. Green beans is 2,000 naira per kilo. Green peas, 1,500 per kilo. Green pepper, 2,000 naira per kilo. Then cabbage, 700 naira per bale. Then carrot sugar bag, a bag is 1,000 naira per a bag 1,000 per kilo. Then ginger, 3,500 per kilo. Nigerian garlic, 3,000 naira per kilo. So you keep having this, and this prices I'm giving you now is the one I just got while coming down to this studio. Just now. In the next 1 hour or so, you will get a different price. So even this morning, while leaving my house, I need to do a little repairs on my maintenance in my compound. I asked for a bag of cement, 7,000 naira. 7,000. Then I needed sand, sharp sand. They say sharp sand, a trip is 50,000 naira. So I need to get, and now up to get, because I needed to do a small job, now up to get a small bag of it. They said it's 350 for a small bag, which may be like 5 or 6 shovel. You understand? Then that is it. So to build a house, to build a security post, one should budget between 10 million to 15 million naira.
But Otoekon, we've also seen protests
in
some parts of the country. Does it mean that this harsh economy is affecting some people much more than the other?
Part of it is the environmental differences. The circumstances are also different. There are people whose major lifestyle is farming, and they cannot go to farm because of insecurity. There are people who may not feel the impact, like those who are living in the south area, because apart from farming, we can venture into work in oil company, work in the ministry, work in private industries. Also link up in some part of the south, like you have in River State, you have in Delta, Bayelsa, Edo, Akwa Ibom partly. You understand? But there are some states like in the north that depend solely on agriculture. Their major stay is farming, and because of the insecurity in the farm, they cannot go in there to farm, and so you keep having them be on the street. How will they survive? And the prices of commodity is not going to spare you, whether you are a farmer or you are a fisherman or you work in the bank. That is where we are. So this protest you are having in the north, coming out from where the president even had a larger chunk of vote, should tell you that when it gets to the west, when it gets to the south and the east, it would have become overwhelming. So the earlier Mr. President and his team begin to tackle the high cost of living, the better for the country and the good for his government.
Okay. Well, when we come back, we'll get to talk about the issue of palliative, because we'll understand that some of our representatives have started giving out a palliative to Akwa Ibomite and Nigerians in general. So we're going to quick commercial break. In the meantime, keep your comments coming via our WhatsApp on 0906 0308705. That's the only platform connecting at the moment, 0906 0308705. When we come back, we'll talk some more. Stay with us.
Drop it.